I just want to put things a little bit in the historical context of how these books were translated.
Yes.
In 1977, now this is not, there's no documentation of this, but Srila Prabhupada raised the issue in a conversation with the GBC on May 27th, 1977, that his translations were, because he was a realized soul, they were being appreciated by everybody. And he was saying that anybody who was going to translate the book should be highly realized. So, in other words, the question is, how did he want the Bhagavatam, specifically the 11th and 12th canto? Because the 10th canto has been translated into English with the Krishna book, so that's taken care of. When we were in Vrindavan there, it was the understanding of all the GBCs and devotees there that Prabhupada had delegated Pradyumna Prabhu, also affectionately referred by Srila Prabhupada as Panditji, to translate the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada told him to translate, this was related to me directly by Pradyumna Prabhu, that Prabhupada told him only to translate the direct commentaries of the acharyas like Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Baladev Vidya Bhushana, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and also other acharyas, other Vaishnava acharyas. There's a big book that Prabhupada used to translate from. It's a Sanskrit book. It's about like 12, 14, 16 inches thick. That's got all the Sanskrit commentaries of all the great acharyas. That's what Prabhupada translated from at night. He had this big book. It was published by some people from the Vallabha Sampradaya, maybe 50, 60, 80 years ago. And it's got all the commentaries of Ranga Ramanuja, the Madhvas, the Nimbarkas, Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Baladev Vidyabhushan. It's got something like 16 or 18 commentaries. The commentary of Sridhar Swami, the original commentator on the Bhagavatam. Prabhupada used to translate his purports from that book and also from the commentaries of his Guru Maharaj and Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Prabhupada told Pradyumna that he should translate directly from the writings of the acharyas and not to give his own personal opinion or his own rendering. That was the instruction he got. Now, some people claim that he asked Srila Prabhupada if he had any technical questions, whether or not he could ask Sridhar Maharaj from the Gaudiya Math about clarification. Now, I've not seen this documented anywhere, and Prabhupada allegedly or supposedly said yes with regards to that specific question. Well, I know that this is amplified, that they went there and asked him about everything else. But the point is, because Pradyumna, myself and others in Vrindavan in 1978, were basically raising a lot of questions about the new developing guru system that was being introduced. All the things they were doing, the Vyasasanas, the new pranam mantras, the new procedures, the new guru puja, everything was being turned upside down. All the standards of worship and practice which Prabhupada had brought to his society were all being changed, all on the plea of this living guru appointment, this alleged appointment. When Pradyumna wrote that to Sasvarup, he became persona non grata. He became enemy number one. I became enemy number two. Because they took it that we're envious, we're rascals, we're fools, we're demons, we're in Maya. We're going to drive them away from ISKCON. It got to the point where these people threatened to have some of us assassinated. That's how crazy it became. Okay, and if people don't believe me, I say go ask Sulochan. Find out from Sulochan what happened. Now, the point I'm trying to say here is Prabhupada delegated Pradyumna, Panditji, to translate the Bhagavatam. When the GBC saw that Pradyumna did not go along with their interpretation of Srila Prabhupada's instructions, they were planning to take the service away. As a matter of fact, one GBC in the Western Zone made a statement, there is no place in our movement for smarta Brahmins like Pradyumna and Hrdayananda, and you're going to see what we're going to do to them when we go to Vrindavan in February of 79. And It was a climate of political nonsense, basically, unfortunately. So they took the service away from Pradyumna and gave it to one of their alleged appointed acharyas, Hrdayananda Swami, and another devotee named Gopi Paranadhana Das, who was supposedly a Sanskrit scholar. What Gopi Paranadhana did is he translated from Sanskrit to English the purport of the acharyas, and Hrdayananda put it together, put his comments together. As for many devotees, like for example in Los Angeles, when they finished the reading of the 10th canto, 13th chapter, which Prabhupada translated, they went back to the first canto. They didn't go to all the translations that had been done by Hrdayananda. And I know that this is very controversial because some people feel, well, the GBC authorized this. Well, the GBC has authorized a lot of things which have proven to be incorrect. That whole translation of the Bhagavatam was done on an insult and offense against Pradyumna Panditji. Personally, I deserve everything that's happened. But Pradyumna didn't do anything to these people. He rendered faithful, selfless service to this movement. Prabhupada mentions his name in some of his books. Prabhupada gave him that title, Panditji. So this is all I will say. Now, some devotees try to defend this. A lot of devotees don't accept these translations. A lot of devotees will just read the verse. They will not accept the purports. So whatever, I'm not going to say anything else besides that.
Thank you very
I'm not going to
much.
get into the character of some of these individuals. People
Thank
can
you.
do their own research on the internet.